What's up, y'all? It's your boy Fernandizzo over here with my 3-week-old ducks, going on 3 weeks here. And I'm just gonna kind of show you what I do here to keep these ducklings enclosure or brooder clean. I have these guys in a Home Depot carry-on kind of thing, and it's zip tied around one half of the box, and the other side is open for me to get in there and clean up. And I have this heater in here as well. It's one of those plate heaters I got for like, I don't know, 15 bucks on Amazon. These are the best kind of heaters. I don't like the heat lamps. I just like these, and they do really good for my chickens and ducklings right now. Ducklings are really messy, so they make a mess all the time, and I probably have to take this heater out, put it on top, and then scoop out all the bedding, all of it, and just dump it into a trash can. So what I do is, here I have a trash can. This is my basic trash can that I use for this, and every time I empty this stuff, which is what was in the duck enclosure, well, I would take this out almost every maybe twice, 3 times a day, and I fill this thing up with water and food. I have another thing I use. Let me see here. I'll show you. I have this other thing which I keep the water in. And this has holes put in the jug, and I pretty much just, this is all food and water mixed together. That's what's in there, and you can see how they eat. It's a mess. They're waterfowl, so you got to keep this stuff clean. What I do is I just pull this out of the box here. I just pull this stuff out of this box, and I keep that white tray right about here on half of the brooder, and that's just to collect all the water so it doesn't end up in the actual bedding, and it does. Some of it does. I just put a fresh layer of pine shavings in here, the large pine shavings. Just sprinkle a thin layer every time I do this, but that's the best way to keep this clean, is just to keep this stuff cleaned out. I'll take this and dump it in this trash can, and I'll keep everything clear, and then put food in here, put water in there, and just try to keep it clean every day. I'll dump it in here, then I'll tie this bag up. I'll tie it up, and so that it doesn't stink, and I'll clean out the sink and all that stuff. And sometimes the pine shavings get stuck in the drain, on the outside of the drain, the top. So I'll let the water drain out of the sink, and then just scoop everything up with like paper towel or toilet paper into this thing, and I'll close this guy up, and I'll make sure this thing is clean, that thing is clean, and make sure that these guys are in a clean environment. I replace the pine shavings probably every 2 days. You can top it off just a little bit at a time, but after about 2 days it starts to stink pretty bad. So this is in my basement, and this is how I do it until they go outside. I've done the same thing with my chickens. But with ducklings, they are way worse. They're way worse. And so this is kind of the methodology I use to this trash can. I just keep that sucker closed. I keep stuff washed out. I try to keep the water mess down using this 1 gallon jug here. Try to keep everything in this paint tray. This is just a plastic paint tray. So utilize your trash cans, keep them closed, keep the duck enclosure clean. I hose it off once a week, so I'll take this whole thing. I'll take the ducks out, put them in in a little box or something, and then I'll hose everything off until it's. And that's the thing about that plate is you could hose that off pretty good too. Just unplug it and just hose this off. So once a week, this thing gets hosed off. Every 2-3 days, the bedding gets changed, and I keep all the junk or all the crap from the duck stuff in this trash can, and I keep these guys cleaned out probably, I don't know, every 6 hours. I come in here to the sink and clean everything out, make sure it's all clean stuff that's in the duck enclosure, because although they're messy, they like to be clean. I keep my animals clean, so I think it's important to make sure that you provide them a nice dry environment. You don't want them getting some kind of bacterial infection, which will kill off ducks real easy. So cleanliness is the key, and keep your trash bag closed after you're done, because it reeks. This is my basement, so after this stuff gets cleaned out, it doesn't smell bad. It still has a little bit of a funk to it, but it's not nearly as bad as if you were to just, let the trash bag just stay open and keep their enclosure, soggy and wet. So keep it dry. Try to clean it probably every six hours, and it just sucks until they go outside. They're going to go outside sometime in March, mid-March. So they'll be going outside here in a little bit. I want to get them out as quickly as I can. I'll show you guys the duck enclosure that I built. It's an eBay thing, a little enclosure, but it's cheap and it does the trick. I don't like to spend a lot of money on my setups. I want to make sure that they got what they need, they're protected, and I don't spend a whole lot of money. And so this is kind of the budget way of doing it. The brooder, they're getting kind of big, but they're nice and cozy in there. And this kind of helps build relationships. They're really tight in that thing, and they're pretty much on top of each other half the time. And but they are really tight knit. So, all right, guys. Hope this helps. Yep. See you later. Have a great day.